Hi, good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Savita. I'm from Cisco Education Solutions Marketing team here, based out of Bangalore in India. We have a very global team, and I'm very glad to be sharing this next 10, 12 minutes with you, what we have learned about higher education and how we can enable it with technology. Needless to say, I'm going to give a little bit of background of some of our technologies, and I'm happy to take a couple of questions. So I'll try to stick to my presentation around the time so that we can have a little bit of dialogue and I can get some inputs from all of you. We are also a sponsor for this event, so I just wanted to mention that it's our pleasure to partner with all of you in this conference, and I see it's a great forum for everybody to come together here in this conference. So a little bit about what we have observed. Sorry, I think this doesn't work. Yeah, so basically what's happening globally in the education segment is that we are impacted also by what's happening around us in the world around us today. There is globalization, which has basically changed the way we work today. You can be any part of the world, but you still have to collaborate with other people around the world, whether it's in your day-to-day activities, whether it's your customers or your partners. So we're not isolated anymore. Technology also is a big component of our work today. Anywhere we go, we are all connected by mobiles, Blackberries, iPads, iPhones, name it, and we access content on the go. And that has shaped how we work today, and I think that is also shaping how education institutions have to become aware of what the students are going to experience as they get into the wider world. Demographics globally have changed. In most of the developed world, the older age population has increased. In India, we see a lot of young population which is starting to get into the higher education system and getting into the workforce, and equipping them with the right kind of skills as they enter the workforce is very critical. Whether they are an engineer, whether they are a medical student, whether they are in just arts and sciences, it's very critical how technology is a big factor in their workplace today. So how do we equip students to meet the 21st century workplace requirements? And it's not just limited by technology, it's also about how people work together in teams, in projects together, with a lot of cross-cultural different factors which are a critical component of how we work today. And so what we see are video and collaboration being a very key component of the workplace. My slides are still not working. Okay, there you go. So we did a research as part of our initiative at Cisco to understand what's happening with the higher education segment, and we talked to a lot of people from the higher education segment, and we figured out that these are some of the things that you're thinking about. How to improve my faculty quality, how to invest in the leadership at my institution, how to collaborate with other institutions around the world, how to integrate new learning models into my existing infrastructure, into my existing curriculum, looking at how to improve the effectiveness of our education and how to increase student engagement. I mean, I remember that when I was in my engineering, some of the professors were so boring that, students invariably used to bunk class, and that shouldn't really happen. So there is an onus from both sides, from the student side as well as from the educator side, and making sure that the classes are effective and become effective sources of engagement. At an institutional level, you're also looking at how to partner with private sector for research and innovation. We always get requests at Cisco for internships from students all over India, and often we are not able to take them on because they don't have the right skill. So it's a very critical aspect of where higher education systems need to look at, because their students also are looking for work experiences even before they get into the workplace. doing more with less, which is around administrative efficiency, so that you can really invest some of your money back into the system for creating better curriculum, which is your primary focus area, and creating more access for students beyond the classroom. Reaching new learners, which is what I mentioned, like going beyond the traditional physical classrooms to students outside, within the community, and also for lifelong learning, because people are always looking at how to build their skills even while they are working. Today, technology is not just restricted to enterprise. Institutions, we believe that the cost of technology has come down, that it has become a broad-based adoption criteria. It is in a broad-based adoption mode today. Technologies like wireless, mobility, collaboration, video conferencing, they are a very critical part of our everyday life. And the cost has come down, and also the adoption and the quality of the experience has improved. 10 years back, when I would try a VoIP call, it would be with a small card from the US, and you would be trying to call your parents, and it would be really very poor quality. But today, VoIP phones are very commonplace, whether it's in the healthcare, education, IT, ITES sector. Everywhere, we don't even realize how VoIP has become a critical component of our everyday life. So new technologies are adopted all over the world, and what I wanted to show you here is basically the way we learn has changed. Learning is not limited to content that you see in the classroom. Today, everybody has access to online curriculum. A colleague of mine sitting in Bangalore is taking a course in leadership from Cornell University, which is through an eCornell program. So education is not limited in the classroom. People have access to courses and content offered all from any university anywhere in the world. And that is a reality today, and I think we have a long way to go to meet the local needs and also meet the global standards. So if you look at students today, they are already very well versed in social media. They already talk to their friends on SMSs, they talk to their friends on Facebook, YouTube videos. Earlier, professor from IGNOU was talking about how they have videos on YouTube for e-learning, and I think that's how people are learning. You don't want to limit yourself to the classroom. You want to get to know something. You can go to Wikipedia. You're not bound by having a hardbound encyclopedia in your home anymore. You can learn everything you want from the internet, and that is a very, very critical aspect of how learning is changing, how technology is so pervasively impacting our life today. And basically what we wanted to show is power of informal learning is shaping the higher education and the entire education system itself. Informal learning is beyond what your teacher is telling you, what your professor is telling you. It's beyond that. You learn from other professors at other university. You learn from your mentor when you are doing your internship. And those are the different ways in which people are learning. And you can learn from other friends and other students around the world. So it is really about a learner's world. It's not about the four walls of the classroom anymore. This is a little bit of an idea of where different people are when they are learning. So you have current learners who are in the institution who are disengaged. You have remote learners. You have people who are already working in the industry looking for an executive MBA or an executive project management certificate or a master's degree, and there is a lot of that happening. And so these are new ways in which people are learning. There are new partners. There are universities outside India offering courses which you can take via e-learning, which I mentioned as an example. And this is our idea of how connected learning is really changing the face of education. And this is our concept that people are connected to each other with the network as the platform to engage students and professors and partners, learning partners, content providers. And basically we are living in a very connected learning ecosystem. We are all learning all the time. So we are moving from an education system